Chapter 7. The Confrontation. Quanale wasn't the kind of guy who asked questions softly. He didn't stew in silence or play guessing games. If he suspected something, he confronted it. Head-on, sharp-edged, unapologetic. So when Sane grew quiet after receiving the letter, when her gaze wandered more than usual, when she started looking at Golden like he was more than a background character, Quanale noticed. At first, it was just a tick in his jaw, a clenched fist during break. But by the end of the week, he had snapped. Not in public, not with noise. That wasn't his style when it came to real threats. He waited for the right moment. Friday afternoon. School was out. Most students had already scattered into taxis and Ubers. But Golden lingered in the art room, sketching alone like always. He liked the quiet, the way the sun hit the paper through the window. But today, it felt like stillness before a storm. He didn't hear Quanale walk in. He only felt the presence, thick, heavy, charged. Golden looked up. Quanale stood by the door, hands in his blazer pockets, eyes sharp. "You wrote that letter, didn't you?" No greeting, no warning, just war. Golden froze. His pencil hovered mid-line. He didn't say anything. Quanale took a step forward. "You've been in love with her this whole time, watching her, writing about her, thinking no one would notice." Golden swallowed. His throat was dry. "I never tried to take her from you," he said, voice low. "You didn't have to. That letter moved her. I've never seen her hold something so tightly in her life." Quanale's voice cracked slightly, not with rage, but something more dangerous. Insecurity. "You don't even talk to her, Golden. You don't know how she laughs when she's nervous or how she picks pineapple out of her pizza. You don't know her the way I do." Golden looked down. "You're right," he said. "I don't. Not like that. But I love her, and I've never lied to myself about it." Silence. Quanale stared at him, waiting, expecting a retreat. But Golden didn't flinch. "I love her from a distance," Golden continued. "I've never interfered. I just needed her to know." The words hung there like dust in the sunlight. Quanale's jaw tightened, but he didn't move. Finally, he said, "You don't get to be the noble one. You don't get to act like a martyr while I'm the one bleeding." Golden didn't respond. He didn't know how to. "Stay away from her," Quanale said coldly. "No more letters, no more looks. Stay in your lane." Then he left. The door swung shut behind him. Golden sat there for a long time. He didn't draw. He didn't move. He just stared at the line he had been sketching, now split down the middle. Not a threat, not a warning. A confrontation that left no room for denial. Sane knew. Quanale knew. And now, the line between love and pain was too visible to ignore. Chapter 8. Her silence was an answer. The week that followed felt like a fog only Golden could see. No one said anything. No one confronted him again. Not even Quanale. But silence has a way of screaming louder than words when you know what it's hiding. Sane didn't speak to Golden, not directly. But her energy had shifted, tilted, like the earth beneath her had cracked just slightly. She avoided eye contact when they passed in the hallway. She stopped sitting under the jacaranda tree during lunch. She no longer posted videos of her and Quanale on her stories. That was the loudest silence of all. Golden watched her from across classrooms and corridors, pretending he didn't exist in her world. But she had read the letter. He knew that now, and she knew he wrote it. There was no guessing anymore, only knowing and choosing what to do with it. He started writing again, not letters, but confessions. Private journal pages that would never be sent. Lines like, She looked at me like I was a stranger wearing a mask she recognized. I gave her truth. She gave me distance. What do you do when the person you love finally sees you and still chooses someone else? He didn't hate her for her silence. If anything, he respected it. Sane had always been thoughtful, and even if she never said it, he understood what her silence meant. I heard you. I see you. But I've made my choice. Golden started showing up later to school, avoiding paths she might walk. He stopped sketching during free periods. The art room was too raw now. Everything reminded him of what could never be said again. Even Quanele was quiet. No more threats, no more warnings. Just cold eyes whenever their paths crossed. And yet, something inside Golden had shifted too. Not into bitterness, but into a strange peace. Because for the first time, his love was no longer a secret. It had stepped into the light, even if just for a moment. And she didn't destroy it. She just left it where it was, unclaimed, unanswered, undisturbed.